So quick context, I want to talk about this video where Coding Jesus critiques Pirate Software's code. I don't condone or endorse Coding Jesus, I just have issues with this video. Also, I don't really like Pirate Software. I think he's kind of rude, but that's not what the point of this video is. I'm making this because this video is missing a lot of context and really misrepresents Pirate Software's code, and I just want to go over that. For a quick background on me, I don't consider myself good at coding, but I make small web games in GameMaker. I won a game jam and a contest with my games, so I consider myself decent at game design. But back to the video, here's the first point that Coding Jesus makes. He talks about magic numbers and how that affects readability, which is correct, but the code he's critiquing, as you can see, is a built-in GameMaker function. And that's where his argument kind of falls apart. Like, I have the function here in GameMaker. If you just click the numbers in the function, it opens up this thing in the bottom where it shows you the labels and like what each variable is. So if I were to remake this function with variables instead of magic numbers, like, dude, this is insane. Like, why would anyone make it like this? This is crazy. They're already labeled. I don't blame Coding Jesus on this. I can tell he doesn't use GameMaker based on what he's saying in the video. But another point I want to bring up is that these are built-in GameMaker functions. These aren't things that Pirate Software made, they came with GameMaker. The point of these functions is that they're quick and dirty and easy to use. So while yes, it is correct coding practice to like meticulously label and like have everything nice and organized, but with the way it's set up in GameMaker, the readability is already fine if you don't label them. So if you did label them, it'd just be kind of extra. There's a time and place for doing that, but I think it's perfectly reasonable not to. In the example code they show you, they don't label it as well. The next point he makes is pretty similar. He has issues with these alarms and how they aren't labeled either, but as you can see, if you look to the left, the labels are right there. Like, it's not that bad. It's not perfect. Maybe he should label them in the event itself, but you get the idea, right? Like, it's far from bad. This code is fine. Alarms are another built-in GameMaker thing. The idea is that it condenses this code into just one simple line you can do. And while alarms do passively have bad readability, the point is that they take this simple code that's like kind of annoying to set up and they just make it even simpler and easier, right? You can make the argument that he just shouldn't use them in general, but the code that alarms condense is already so simple and whatever. So condensing it into something simpler is just like not a big deal. Like, who cares? Okay, so Pirate Software's code isn't perfectly organized. It isn't using proper programming standards, right? But I don't know, man. The way Coding Jesus, like, yes, you should use false instead of 0 under booleans, but in the grand scheme of things, let's be honest with each other, it's fine. It's not a big deal. For the last point, he critiques this giant code thing, and I think this is the main takeaway people got from the video. Whenever I see someone clowning on Pirate Software's code, it's usually a screenshot of this thing. And my issue is that while this code, again, isn't perfect, it's like 80% the way there. At best, you could replace the number with like an enum or a struct or whatever to have it be a word instead of a number so it's easier to look at. That'd be great. But outside of that, the other change he recommends is having it in a separate file so you can change things live. And while that is nice, because it's in a separate file, if I search in GameMaker, you couldn't search, it wouldn't include those files because they're in a separate file, right? So I don't even think that change is strictly good. Like, there's kind of trade-offs on that change. But in the end, if you have hundreds of things that are related to each other and you need the granularity to change each part individually, label each part individually, big array is kind of how you do that. Like, you could use a different data structure, but in the end, you're going to have big thing that holds all these things, and it's going to be big and annoying and cumbersome. You'll see online like, oh, isn't it crazy that all the dialogue in Undertale's in one giant switch statement? Oh, isn't it crazy that all the jokers in Bellatra are holding one giant file? If I have hundreds of unique things and I need the granularity to change all of them, it's gonna be a big file. Like, I'm sorry, that's just how it's gonna be. I keep seeing on Reddit and Twitter where it's like, oh, Yandev code, he doesn't know about for loops. But with a for loop, you can't individually change each thing, which is what he's doing. Like, in general, I just really don't like the precedent this video sets. I think nitpicking over minor organizational issues is just weird. Also, if you ignore the organization issues, it's okay code. Like, it's not perfect. Again, it's not perfect. I literally don't like Pirate Software, but dude, this code is fine. It's okay code. If you look at the top comments, you can tell even a lot of his viewers are kind of iffy on it. So here's a snippet from a conversation I had with my friend Luther. They are a professional programmer, and they helped a ton with this video, so everyone say thank you, Luther. I just really like this bit here. I think it's a good summarization of how I feel about Pirate Software's code.